morning, everybody.
Welcome
We
back.
did get a live stream now, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy
Happy Monday.
Monday.
Happy Monday.
I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend because I can say that we had an amazing weekend.
Yes, we did.
So if
Oh,
anybody
yes.
want to share what we were this weekend?
We were doing the leadership retreat, connecting,
Yeah.
disconnecting to connect.
Yeah, exactly. It
So for
was
you guys,
awesome.
It was an amazing trip. It was an amazing trip to kind of connect with a lot of people that we interact with a lot, and it was a great time as well, sharing ideas and seeing the new things that are coming. So it keeps us motivated, so we can bring that energy back to everyone here within the offices.
Yes,
that's
yes,
right,
yes.
that's right,
It was
guys. So
awesome.
we
Awesome.
had such an amazing opportunity
Excellent.
to be able to mingle with all the leaders from La Rosa. It was 4 days. Don't think that we were just partying. It was meetings,
No,
epic
yes.
meetings. But besides, that, I mean, like Cesar said, it was a great time to connect, great time to be able. We had so many ideas, so many amazing stuff that the company's bringing up this 2026, and I hope everybody is super excited because La Rosa is going to be definitely number one company out there when it comes to
Oh, yes.
technology, aging, family passion growth. I mean, definitely I felt it. We definitely felt it this past 4 days. Believe me, yesterday someone in this call was a little tempted to cancel today because he was like, oh my god, this is my. So he worked in his mindset and he was like, no, I'm gonna do it, and he's here today. So
Yeah.
Someone.
Strong. Stronger than ever.
he was all like, we gotta practice what we preach. Let's do this mindset.
Amen.
Even if we're
Yes.
tired, let's do it. Leave it. Yeah.
That shows that we're normal people here. This is not some secret sauce or whatever. We go
Exactly.
No, it's the good things.
Yeah.
We have accountability group.
Yes.
When one is a little bit down, the other one say,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Why not? Why not? So again, this is I like Cesar, sorry, we're all human here. We go through up and down. Yesterday was definitely a day that we were a little out of energy, but we recharged battery to be here early in the morning for you all.
Good.
So thank you for being here today. Couple quick announcement, guys. So we had an amazing last week with the Growth Summit. But as La Rosa, every week we have something better. So this week is Joe La Rosa Do It Now.
Yes.
We have a new location for Do It Now to make it a lot easier for everybody who's registered. So again, Do It Now is going to be in Orlando office.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Orlando
yes.
excited. So
So
again,
Yes,
make
it's
sure
gonna be-
you got your ticket. Orlando office. Get there early because parking can be a little bit of a challenge. So I would recommend you guys to get there as early as possible to get your first spot. There is parking on the back of the building. I think a lot of people don't realize that,
Yes, night is parking.
but there is
Yes,
parking
there
on
is
the back of the
parking.
building.
Then now that we have access to the back door, we're super excited to host it here in the Orlando office. So yes, there is plenty of parking in the back, but still get here early to make sure that there's enough parking for everyone. But that way you don't have to walk so far. There's a-
Again, Do It Now with Joe La Rosa. Those who have not been to the Do It Now, it's a great training to reset your mindset to be able to plan for 2026. It's take it as your business planning section. It's going to be from 9:30 till 2, right, Cesar? Or 9:30 to 1?
yeah, it's like 9:30 to like 2 o'clock. So expect to be to like 2 o'clock or so.
Lunch will be provided. So
Yep.
again, just come and join us. Bring your notebook, bring your laptop because it's going to be a hands-on training. And again, what a better way to end 2025 to go into 2026 with a business plan already in your hand. So again, it's a great training. If you had not signed up yet, go to my agent account because limited seats. I think how
Yes,
many
there's
people we
limited
can
seats.
hold in there?
In there, probably about 50 or 60 sitting. So
Imagine we have already 20, almost 30 people on this call. So again, if each of you buy a ticket, Hannah purchased a ticket, I would highly recommend it to go to my agent account as soon as possible to be able to get it. Another announcement is, as you guys know, Basket Brigade, still working, collecting baskets.
Yes.
I want to thank everyone who has donated basket this week, show the support. We still have a goal to meet. So you will see those texts on WhatsApp. We still need more donation, guys. I'm still about 20 baskets short. So
Wow.
please help us on Nona and Premier. Cesar, how are you doing with your basket collection?
Well, our goal was 75. I think we're close to almost 60 already.
Yes.
So we're doing very good over here. So we just need about 15 more to hit the goal of 75. We can go over it even better. But right now we're close. We're about 60 baskets in almost. So we just need
Excellent.
15 more to get to 70.
Amazing. That's
It's a great
amazing.
opportunity to give back to the community because
I want to thank
we have
everyone that
so we have to bless
participated
somebody else.
with the Basket Brigade. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your donations and really giving back. It's the power of, what does that say? The power of Norma says that Norma has it now, the gift of, what is it again? What's it saying again?
The secret of living
Living.
is giving.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we have
Right.
over 100 agents. We should have hit that goal from the moment they announced
Easily.
it.
Yes.
Should be.
And
Right.
thank you,
Yeah.
Anna, for everything you're doing. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you,
I
Annie.
appreciate your
Again,
donation.
guys, this is the last week to collect those baskets. We do have due dates in different offices. I know Premier is actually known as tomorrow, but again, we have all the way until Friday. So please, Friday will be probably my last day to be collecting because I have to go shopping and be able to put those baskets together. So we'll need volunteers as well. And then Saturday, we're all meeting. I don't know, Cesar, are you doing individually or you meeting at Celebration
No,
Office?
we're doing celebration.
Okay, so we're all gonna be at Celebration Office Saturday morning. And again, this is a great opportunity. Bring your family, bring your kids, bring family to be able to go out there and be able to distribute these baskets. So we will need volunteers for the day. Reach out to one of us and we will be more than happy to guide you through the process. We do have all those details on my agent account for each office and on
Good.
WhatsApp as well.
And
All right,
we start
guys.
very early.
It
Like at
starts at 9:30 in the
8:30.
morning.
8:30?
Don't show up at 10 because
There
everything
is no
will be
basket.
over.
There's no more baskets.
Yes.
Yes.
Probably
And
not.
if you know family in need, please provide
Bring it
the
up.
address. That way we can send it to them.
Yes,
Correct.
that's
Excellent.
super
Or
important.
Good
deliver.
job.
Deliver.
Yeah,
Super important.
deliver.
All right, so let's get started because we're 10 minutes in. Now we make sure we have enough time. All right. So this topic is it came out of nowhere because I'm gonna be completely transparent. I was super tired yesterday and I did not want, I was like, man, should we cancel the Mindset Monday? I'm so tired. But that's the importance of having the community and accountability.
Yes.
So this topic, the topic for today is named 15,600 hours, the power of consistency and mastery. Because this is how it came about. It was funny because yesterday we went and picked up our daughters from my mother's house because they were there, and we were talking, they were talking and we were in the kitchen talking, and my daughter was talking about some show that she was watching. I think it was Grey's Anatomy or something. She was watching on Netflix at my parents' house, and my brother was there. And for some reason, we got into the topic of General Hospital. Does anybody know about General Hospital?
Yes.
Yes. Back in the days.
That never ends. It's never ended. It started in 1963, and it has never ended. So imagine. So we were looking how many episodes really is in that, because I'm like, how long would it take to actually see all the episodes from 1963? That's a long show.
Yes.
And we found out there was 15,600 episodes since 1963 to now.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, that's 15,600 hours. That's a lot of hours. And my brother, he heard it, and he's like, wow.
Okay, it's a lot of years.
That's a lot of years, yeah. And my brother said, well, imagine dedicating 15,600 hours to just something specific. You'd be an expert at something.
Yep.
I was like, oh, it was perfect. That was amazing. And I started thinking about that because think about that. 15,600 hours of content creation, 15,600 hours of showing up, literally just showing up, 15,000 hours of pure consistency. So, and I started actually at that moment, I was like, man, because I'm always my mind's always going, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, what would our business look like if we dedicated 15,600 hours to our craft? What would our communication be like? What would it look like? What would our mindset look like? What would your skill look like if we dedicated 15,600 hours to our specific craft? And the biggest one, how would our income be different if we dedicated 15,600 hours to our craft? Because sometimes what happens is we binge watch shows, we get distracted on social media and spend hours and falling into different distractions. And then we forget that success is not a mystery thing, it's not some secret sauce like we mentioned earlier. It's at the end of the day, it's simple math. How many hours are we stacking, compounding every single day to the craft that we say that we want to do? Because at the end of the day, it's not always about talent, because talent is something that you can gain. But how do we gain that talent? By putting hours in, by putting time in, by putting dedication time, by putting that the effort that sometimes we get distracted by because of everything that's going on of social media. We binge watch, and then we complain and we say things that why we haven't reached our goals, why we haven't done this, why we haven't done that, because we're not putting the time. So think about that. I want you guys to think about that, especially now that we're entering 2026. What's going to be the difference? What is going to be the difference this year coming up in 2026 that's going to bring you from a mediocre agent to a master in your craft? Because the whole thing about it is that at the end of the day, it's built on hours. It's built on consistency. All these
Mhm.
things are built on that. So, what are you going to be investing your time in 2026? I got to see your hand, Priscilla. Give me,
No,
but these are the main things that we want to talk about today. These four core points, which I have here in my notes. Mastery is built on in hours, not just moments. Sometimes we just focus on those little moments, and we forget about that is a consistent compounding thing that we must do on a daily basis.
Right.
Your time is either compounding or decaying, one of the two. That's the second point. The third point, expertise creates confidence. Confidence creates clients, because the whole thing, we hear this a lot. There's a lot of agents that feel, oh, they're not confident in certain things. They don't know how to do certain areas. Oh, I don't know how to talk to a buyer. I don't know how to talk to a seller. What do I say with this? What do I say with that? But the whole idea behind this is that we have to build those hours so we can gain that confidence, so we can be successful in our business.
Right.
Because if not, that's when we struggle, because we're not confident in the area, because we're not dedicating the time that we specific things that we need to do to become confident so we can be successful in our business. And the last point is 2026 is going to require a new level of seriousness that we
Oh,
have
yes.
that we have to apply to our business, because I know everybody's heard this before. Joe said this before in the past already. 2025, everybody thought this was going to be the year that everybody was going to make a killing, and it didn't. It didn't turn out to be, for a lot of people. It didn't turn out to be like that. But a lot of people did sell. So what were they doing? We got to think about that. Why some of us didn't fall into that pond of people that did kill it? Why is that? What were we doing that did not align with what those people did, when those people that killed it in 2025? So in 2026 coming up is going to require a whole different level of seriousness that we need to apply to our business. So Priscilla, you had your hand up. So
I just want to share a little feedback on that. A lot of us coming from another job, not related with real estate, where we had at certain hours to complete. We have 40 hours, 50 hours. And I remember when I transitioned into this wonderful business that I'm like, well, I don't have to clock in and clock out. And at the beginning of my career, I was spending a lot of time in nonsense. Like I said, like going into social media. Oh, look, the TV, the new series that came out. And
right.
I'm so glad for the new iPhone where you can go back and track your time that you're spending in other things not related with real estate. And that was a great eye-opening for myself, to go ahead and read my report. I'm like, what I was doing in social media today for 3 hours. I was not like what I was thinking. So now I can go back and rearrange my schedule and put my priorities. I don't open social media during the daytime. I don't have nothing unless I'm posting for real estate. I don't have to go on social media. That's not my first priority of the day. My priority of the day is finding the next client. And not even when you have clients already, you don't want to go ahead and focus on them right away. You're gonna have to go fish, go find your next meal. That's how I, see it that way. Let me find my next meal because this one is already cooking. It's
Yeah.
already in the oven. I already have a contract there. It's going. So let me go find the next meal for the first 2 hours of the day, and then I'll go ahead and open that email for the one that's already cooking. So it's the strategy that it's different for everybody. But the thing is, like, be able to go recognize where you're spending your time, how can you fix it, and how can you put all those efforts in it.
I'm glad you mentioned that because the thing is that a lot of us sometimes we don't give the priorities we don't put the right priorities first. And that's
Right.
sometimes a challenge because the thing is that we have to remember that when you want to become excellent at doing something, it doesn't just happen when you're doing occasionally. It doesn't happen when you're doing occasionally. It comes
It's a
with
consistency.
repetition. And
Mhm.
sometimes
Yeah.
that's where it's the hardest sometimes. Those repetitions can be tough. Just like when you go to the gym. There are people that lift a little heavy, and there are people that do multiple repetitions. Those multiple repetitions is going to help you build the muscles. The one's going to help you get stronger. Is going to the one that's going to help you push through. Because the thing is that when we're not doing those repetitions, and sometimes those repetitions can be boring because it's funny how sometimes we associate routine to being boring, to being, oh, you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over. But those are the things that make us become successful. Those are the things that help us build. Because if we're not doing those repetitions, those boring things that we got to push through sometimes, even when we don't want to, just like I did, I was like, man, I don't want to do this. I didn't want to do this Monday. But I had the community to hold me accountable. That's number one. That was the important part. And the thing is that,
You're mute.
Mute.
oh, when the accountability kicked in, it was something that, wait a minute, no, I gotta change my mindset. I gotta change my mindset. That's why it's so important to have that accountability. So I ask a question really quick, so you guys can reflect on that. Not necessarily to answer everybody, but to reflect on that. How many hours have you truly invested in your business this year? Ask that question. Not just being busy. Remember that we're not just being busy because sometimes we confuse busyness with actual like heavy like priority stuff. Is not being busy and being productive is two different things. So
Right.
what have you dedicated your time in this year that as we're ending? And now what are you going to do different now in 2026? Think about that so you can reflect. So who had their hand up first? I don't remember. Cheryl, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah. Um, I love when you said about the practice because my husband, he's a super fan. I don't know if you can see still, Kobe Bryant fan. And who knows Kobe Bryant, they know that he was um obsessed. He
Yes.
always said that skills come with practice, but mastery comes with obsession. If you really want something to happen, you need to be obsessed with that.
Yeah.
And for me this year, I'm gonna just say I want to say almost the end, not the end of the middle of the year. Um, I got obsessed with my business because I put in my mind, I need to make this work because I did it once. I'm going to make it again. So everything that I was doing, it needed to be intentional. For this year, my word was intentional, but I was thinking maybe I can use the word again for next year because it worked. So, and basically was putting my mind, what I'm doing right now, does it align to my goal? If it's not, next, and then I remove everything that it was not aligned to my goal this year. And he helps go with Kobe Bryant. He was obsessed with being the best on his craft, and he did it because the practice. He always was practice, and it put me to think because when you do things a lot, then you just become a master in that craft. And when you become that, it makes easier to you to keep growing that level. So when you get to that point, for example, real estate agent, when they get to a level, they just start seeing things in a different way in a business, so how they can make money, how they can create a team, so they can have a downline there just being 90-10, because now people see them as a master that they can learn from them,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
just he
Right.
can leverage on them. So when you get to that level, when we get to that level, then things start to see differently. So that's what I was obsessed this year, and Kobe Bryant was really inspired for me on that.
Thank you so much for sharing, Cheryl. Magda, I know you had your hand. It was you, right? Next, second? You were two?
Yeah, she
Wanda,
was.
Wanda was,
Then Zoom user.
Wanda,
Oh,
do you want
sorry.
to say something? I think you got it first.
Go ahead, Magda. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm agree with Carol, and it's something that we gotta be to have it in mind and be mindful about it, because sometimes we just do stuff, but it's being busy, not productive, and we gotta be really clear with that. And we are sometimes like a Doris in the movie, like we're doing something and somebody comes and okay, I left this and go this and go that way.
Oh,
So we
Nemo.
gotta be mindful and just replace what is giving us what we want, the money that we want to make, and we gotta be mindful with that. And just with couple of replacement that will help. Like if you are scrolling, just stop and do some stuff, check the market, because you got to be knowledgeable. If you don't know the contract, just print it out and check and study, and invest time and production and learning stuff, but in having contact and calling people and doing open houses and do what you want to do, what is important, because some people in the business, they say, okay, I just want to have maybe 3 sales in a year, and that's important because they want to invest time in their family on something else. But for the ones that want to be really productive and living with that with this professional, they got to invest more time in what is business production. So we only got to be mindful and invest in our business. That's very important.
And sometimes it's okay to
Correct.
even replace people. in your
And
life. I'm just
replace
putting
people
that out there.
time is
You know,
needed.
know your circle. If your circle is not, or not where you want to be at, it's just find the next circle.
Yeah,
Especially
you're
that.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned. I'm glad you said that, Magda, about the whole part of some agents. Their goals is 3. Some agents is 10. Some agents is 15. Some agents is 24. This is the beauty. This is the beautiful thing about this business is that you can shape business to what you're wanting to do. But we have to understand that, just like everybody's saying here, is that we have to put time into it. Just like she said about putting time into the contract, understanding it. Those things take time. That's repetition. Filling it out 40 times before you actually present it to somebody. You're going to be a whole lot more prepared if you filled it out already 40 times versus just 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. Reading it 10 times, reading it every day, once a day. You're going to be a whole lot more prepared than just reading it once. And that's the whole idea behind this is because the question is, another reflection question before we, continue with the hands is, who would you be today if you had 10,000 or $15 or 15,000 hours of focused effort behind you? That's an amazing question to ask yourself on a daily basis. Where would I be today, or who would I be today if I had that amount of hours behind me in a specific focused area? How would my business change? How would it be? Because one of the things that when I was doing the notes, when we're doing the notes for this, is the results you want to live come in the hours you're trying to avoid. Every time you're doom scrolling, every time you're binge watching, and I'm not saying that what we're gonna do is work all day, every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week. No, but you can actually, just like Priscilla mentioned earlier, your priorities. You can schedule all those things. That's the beautiful thing about it is. But then the thing is that sometimes we have such an imbalance in our imbalance. Because I love when we had Shakira on here. She mentioned that we can be in balance and have a balance at the same time. It's never gonna be like this. It's never gonna be like this. But the whole idea is that where we're heading. We understand our priorities and we understand the things that we need to focus on that we can reach our goals, depending whatever your goal is. It can be reachable. But the thing is that we're not dedicating the hours or the time that we need to those actions so we can get there. That's the biggest thing there.
I think time blocking definitely works.
Yeah, time block definitely helps a lot.
Yes.
Jorge. Wait, let me
Yes. Yes, definitely I relate to what Priscilla just said. Time blocking is actually the most important part of it. Especially like you said, the amount of hours that you invest on creating income versus creating or maintaining business. That is completely different. And I think if you're running a business, it's totally different from just like you said earlier, having a goal of 3 sales in a year comparing to just running any standard business. Business is a non-stop. You just continue producing, producing, producing until until you reach a new goal every time. But if you're just reaching three mindsets of goal that you set up yourself for the entire year, that's not running a business. That's just creating an income. I think it is a big difference. And one more thing, what you said, Caesar, is the consistency. And imagine how many. I mean, what will you beat if you create or actually invest all those hours? I mean, probably the owner of the company.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny you said because in the chat, Anna said, I don't know if it's 70, I think it's 75, no, 75 years, but she
Mhm.
mentioned, I don't know if she can,
I
I don't know.
calculated what I did is by the way that you guys mentioned the hours, I calculated if you are working 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year is 2,080 hours, and I multiply that by 75, and it gave me 100,000 156,000. So I was like, oh my God, that's a lot. We're not gonna be able to watch that show.
No, you won't be able to. You won't be able to at all. You will not be able to
No.
at all. But
Correct,
I'm glad
correct.
you did that because you just added up the hours. Okay, that's if I was doing this. I would have to sit down 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I'm still not gonna finish the show, and it's not
No.
gonna get me nowhere. That's
Right.
just in the show. But the idea behind this, we're not saying to go and do 5 hours a day or 8 hours a day of just strictly learning. No, imagine just 1 hour a
Just
day
1 hour.
because that brings us to the next topic, which is the next core point that we're gonna talk is your time is either compounding or decaying. So just that 1 hour, just that 1 hour per day that we're dedicating to this. That's why when we do the vision board, when we're doing the vision board, which we're doing ours on the 21st, that everybody who was part of Orlando, 21st, we're doing our vision board and numbers as well for the year. It's so important to understand like the hours that you're going to be working. What is the time frame that you're going to be working on a weekly basis to have the right expectations? That way you understand where your time is going. So the thought for this, for your time is either compounding or decaying. What are you binge watching? What are you binge consuming? What are you binge avoiding that is stealing your hours? So we have to identify that. We have to start with that. Self-reflect. What are the things that we are doing that are taking our goals or putting it on the back burner? Because I believe that procrastination and is like one of the biggest disguises that we can
Yeah.
that is there to steal our goals, to steal the things that we're trying to accomplish because we're just oh, I can do it tomorrow, oh, I'll do it later, oh, I have time, and then next thing 5 hours go by and time is gone, and now we're stressed and overwhelmed because the hours that we're supposed to dedicate to now we can't, because now we have to do other things or whatever the case is. Wanda, you have your hand up.
Yes, I just want to add it to that, all that you guys been talking about. And it's like how you do one thing, you do everything else. And with the amount of time on hours, if you think about it, everything that you everything that, how can I put this? Like if when you want to do something, if you don't put that time, you're not going to get any results.
No.
It doesn't matter if you think about it, like everything that we do, everything that we want to accomplish, every from little to our goals, from work, from everything. So you have to put that time. And when the question about procrastination and your question now about things that we try to like avoid, said, we do it later because we have the time, we have we think we have all day, but we think about it, days, I just changed my work. I just started this, full time, and it's amazing how you sit, and then when you realize it's the time is gone, the day is gone. So if you're not like focused or have the time set of the things that you want to do and how you want to do it, you're not doing anything. It's like, I've been going to the gym like, I don't know, 10 years now. And I've been consistent about it. And when you talk about those, how many hours, shoot, I wonder how many hours I have put into the gym, And at the same time, you see people there that been there like 3-4 years, but they go to the gym, but you know, you don't see the results of, and that, reminds me of what are we doing with our time? Are we really being productive? Are we really doing what we need to do to get to that goal, or we just doing it? We're just doing it just because.
To take selfies.
To be busy.
Yeah, and then at the same time, it's like remind me of I tell my kids, you're gonna do something, you do it right. You're gonna take the same time to do it either way, so you do it right, because you're wasting your time. I mean, wasted right.
I like that.
Invested, no wasted. Yes.
So let's get into the third point. The third point, which I really wanted to get into now. I see your hand up, Norma. I want to make sure we get all the points. Expertise creates confidence, and confidence creates clients. Because the thing is that one thing I've learned with this, that with pretty much with my experience, what I've seen with other agents, is that agents are not successful. It's not because we lack some type of talent, that we lack something, because I believe that all of us bring something specific to the table. We all have value. We all have something inside that we all that, and then we have to be serious. We have to really believe in ourselves, and that's the first step right there. But it's not because of lack of talent. It's because, like everything we were saying about it, is because of lack of the time that we are investing in specific things. Because that build, if you're having trouble with handling objections, that talent you can build that talent. You can become an expert at handling objections if you're putting time into it. But if you're just saying it, that, oh, I have trouble handling objections. Say, what are we doing about that? What are the things that we're doing? If we're having trouble with the buyer presentation, or we don't know what type of questions we need to be asking at a buyer presentation. Okay, what time are we going to be putting in to learn that? Shoot, now we got so many resources. We don't have to even do Google searches anymore. We can go to ChatGPT and ask, hey, what can I say? What kind of questions I should be asking in the buyer presentation? And build from that. Because that's the most important. That is like the most important thing, is that we have to gain confidence from being competent in something. And the only way we can become competent is having consistent practice in it. Because then if we continue doing it, those repetitions, we're going to become competent in the things that we are doing. And then we're going to be extremely confident. We're very confident in those things now. Norma, you have your hand up.
Yes. This business is our bread and butter. This is our income. We need to do every day. We have to do things about real estate. Something I know about myself is my productive hour. My productive hour is from 6:30 to 2 o'clock, and maybe later from 5:30 to 7:38. I need to make it worth it in that time. That's what I know I need to. Every day I do something about real estate, learning something new. What is everything, what is new in assist contract or objections. Everything you need to practice, and you need to talk about real estate the whole time. Calling agents, leads. When I call one, if that doesn't sound good, okay, let me call the other one. Let me call mastering that calls. May you a good thing, but you need to think, we need to eat, we need to breathe real estate. This is the only way if we can live about this business.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, but I want to say something to what you said, which I loved, was the part that you know your hours that you're the most productive. And
Correct.
you said from 6:30 to 2 o'clock, and then from 5:30 to 7, because I know you take a nap in between sometimes to recharge.
Sometimes I can take my power nap, half
Yeah.
an hour.
That's
Yes.
awesome. Yeah.
I'm
And
very
that-
proud of that.
And no, and I love
Yeah.
that. And I love that because the thing is that what I love about that is the fact that is the beautiful thing about this business, that you create that schedule for yourself and you got to be okay with it, because the thing is that we have this mindset that, you know, coming from 9 to 5 is that, oh, 9 to 5, we work 9 to 5. That's what it is, 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 or whatever that schedule is. And we never get out of that mindset while we're in this business, that we can create our own schedule and be okay with that. If you're
Of course.
from 8 to 12 and that's your time, and you want to go to the gym from 1 to 2, you can. That's the beautiful thing about this, that you can do all those things as long as you're prioritizing and you're setting the time. But we have to remember that during the time that we're going to say this is my productive time, you got to be working it. Just like she said, you got to eat, breathe, sleep,
With
everything.
intention. With intention.
Correct. During that specific time. And then if you have to take a 2-hour break because you want to go to the gym and relax and stress, take a power nap, do whatever you want, go for a walk, it's okay. Because after that, you're gonna go back to production. But you had the time to take that break as well. So that's the beautiful thing about this business, is that you can create that momentum for yourself based on
That doesn't mean I do it every day. You know,
Correct.
when I have clients, I can work all the way. But I'm not ashamed to say, okay, I need a power nap, half an hour on my sofa. Now I'm ready to go on to 10 o'clock with clients. You
That's
know,
awesome.
you need
That's
to know
awesome, Norma.
your time. You need to know your energy. You need to take advantage of your energy. Mine is early in the morning.
That's
That
why
should
you
be
have an intention.
required. A nap, a power nap, that should be required.
4%. Before
You know,
I see your hand up.
finish the day.
Yeah, so I said having this schedule. Go ahead, Caesar. I'm sorry.
No, before you see, I wanted to leave a reflection with this point about the expertise creates confidence and confidence creates clients. Is how would your confidence shift if you had even 300 more hours of skill practice behind you? And also, what part of your business, you got to think about this, what part of your business would change the fastest if you simply invested just additional time to it, or an hour, 2 hours,
Yeah.
3 hours? Think about that.
Well,
What part of your business would shift them fastest if you did that? Just that 1, 2, or 3 hours a day, or whatever the hours is that you want to do. Go ahead, Priscilla.
Maybe that
We
three,
have, we
three
have a
deals.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
We
no,
have a
go.
schedule. This is why we have each office has a calendar. If you look at the calendar on your offices, you have something to do related with real estate every single day, even if you don't have a client. Monday, you got your hour in on Wednesday and Monday. You go check out the schedule. It's Tuesday. Tomorrow we have an event on Tuesday. Wednesday have an event and premiere. And then we're a big family, meaning that you can go to any of these offices and be able to participate in those classes. So
Right.
look up on my agent account, look up our calendar. We create this specifically for you so you can have that. Like I said, our classes is just an hour long. So imagine how many hours you can accumulate 1 hour a day and something related with real estate. Again, even if you don't have a client, go participate in this class. So that's 5 hours a week. That's 20 hours that you already have for the month. And then you calculate that by 12. Do your math. I don't have my calculator here, but you have tremendous amount of
Over
time
60 hours a year.
invested in the business already, invested in your craft to be able to feel more confident. Going back to our subject, feel more confident to be able to speak with your client. Say, hey, I did took the class about this. Yes, I did took the training on this. I was well trained. So again, this is kind of like no brainer when I look at it, because we already have all the resource.
Amen.
Yeah, I'll be fast. Back to the productive hours. In my case, I cannot, for me, I can't emphasize that for me the most. For me, it's really from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's when I do all my admin stuff, all the stuff that gets in the way of everything else. I plan who I'm going to call. I do all that stuff then because in my case, and if somebody has some ideas on how to correct this later on, tell me. For me, at 9:01, the people show up. And what I mean is the phone starts to ring, the customers, you guys, the agents, the title companies. I know it's all part of the job, but in my case, once the people show up, I start to lose control. And if I didn't do all those admin things and all that stuff during that hour from 6 to 9, it's gone until next day. But man, those are my key hours to get all the stuff it makes me money. But from 9 on, when the people show up, then I just wrestle all day. That's it. I know that makes no sense, but some of you might understand me because it's kind of, they don't let you go. You can't rest. Everything is important. Everything is now. So help.
So, and you bring up a good point about boundaries. You know your boundaries. You know your boundaries. And the boundary, that's a whole other, we can talk about an hour about boundaries. But I know that, who else wants this? I know that,
Natalie wanted to say something too.
I did, but it was like related to what you were saying before, and so I don't know. Like, do we have time?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
So what I was gonna say, and I'm sorry I can't be on camera. I'm actually in front of the gym for the same reason. I told myself I was going to exercise and be healthier, and here I am doing something I don't love to do. But and once something that impacted me was that somebody said everybody's probably average, and there are people above average and there are people below average, right? But most people fall into the average category because they always do what they want to do. I want to eat and I go eat. I want to work, and I go work. But if not, I don't do I try to avoid what I don't want to do. And so most people are not above average because they can't stand the monotony of success. Success is boring. You have to time block every morning, 3 hours, one for planning who you're going to call, do phone calls, and do that again and again and again and again forever. So some people have a hard time with the monotony of success. And so it was that. And then when you were talking about some things, you can be on balance. Some things are important and some things are less important. And it's okay to leave your less important things be on balance. If your house is a mess, but it's less important than lead generating, for example, right now at this moment, then you're going to do lead generating because 20% of your activities generate 80% of your results. So you have to really make sure that you put the most important things first, and whatever is not that important, you can just hire somebody to clean your house, even if it costs you money, and dedicate yourself to grow your business, which is your priority right now. So that's all I wanted to say.
I love what you said there, but I love the part
Well said.
Yes, I love the part
I
you said
love that.
that people fall into the average or below average or average, most people. And man, I just slipped my mind right now, that part where you said that part that you were saying about the average part. Oh, that most people fall into the average because they're only doing what they want to do, always looking for that pleasure. I mean, sometimes, we don't think about it, but
Instant gratification.
there you go. I
Correct.
love that. Instant gratification. We go on social media and we start doom scrolling. It might not be like we're not thinking about this is pleasurable. I love doing this. We're not thinking about it, but it's just your mind goes in neutral. It's just like it just goes. It doesn't go nowhere. It's incredible how that's why that the third topic, what was the last one we talked about, was your time is either compounding or decaying. Your mind can't be on neutral. There's just no way. It has to be either moving forward or it's going backwards. And when we're doing instant gratification, we're always just looking for what we want for us, which is us. And that whole thing about success, that's something that it takes hard work. We're gonna be doing things that we might not like because we're not doing the things that we want to do. And sometimes when we're doing those things that we don't like to do, is that we get to where we need to be or we want to be, because those are the things that are the most important for us to get to where we need to be when it comes to that.
Yeah, so every day I wake up and I'm like, what can I do today that I don't want to do, but it's gonna make everything else easier or unnecessary, and it's gonna lead me to success. And like that mindset has helped me, or it helped me before. I think I have to confess that I've been in since I'm doing an MBA, I've been in kind of like a not focused on my business as much as I was before. But my success, I think, came from thinking about that daily.
Oh, amen, amen. I love those. Those reflection questions are the best one, which leads us into the last point, which is 2026 is going to require a different level of seriousness that we have to, be vulnerable and admit that, okay, we need to shape up. We need to start doing, we have to start making better decisions because we can't cross into a new season with what? Old habits. We can't cross into that with the same habits because what we're gonna get? We're gonna get the same exact results. It's like that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing every single day and then expecting a different result all the time.
Mhm.
That's crazy. We're not gonna be able to. So we have to have a different level of seriousness in this now new year coming in 2026, so we can have different results. The market is changing, the industry is shifting, and then the only agents that treat it like a profession and not just a hobby, which happens a lot. Agents come into this, oh, this is a part-time hustle. They're sometimes gonna make extra money. No, this is a profession. We have to believe this is a profession. We have to believe this is a career because if we don't take it seriously, then we're not gonna get the results we want. It's just gonna be a hobby. It's just gonna be a side hustle, and we don't want that to be. We don't want it like that because of the fact that we know how beautiful this business can be if we actually treat this as a career and a profession. Look, Norma takes a power nap at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Think about that.
No, it's around 3.
Around 3, there you go.
That's why at 64, I don't even have wrinkles.
See, look at that.
That's a tip of the
She looks
week,
like
guys.
looks like she's
Beautiful,
42.
beautiful.
Yes.
Jorge, you have your hand up. And you muted, so. Oh, he's still mute. All right.
Okay, there you go. No, actually, yeah, what Cesar was mentioning, in especially when it comes to the where you will be if you the amount of hours that you actually, I mean, if you just change the amount of hours that you invested in learning something new or being consistent, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, and a lot of changes too because of the way we can go ahead and it will be just flawless. It's just that I mean, you will become an expert in whatever you do. And relating back to what Cheryl said about Kobe Bryant, because I'm a big fan too as well. He used to practice every day, 500 to 1,000 shots, but not just throwing. It was 1,000 shots made per day. So imagine just the effort and the obsession of just become an expert or just being good at something. And I think it's just about what your goal is and what you really want to do. And like I said, the obsession part of it makes and the consistency makes you even
Yeah.
master on whatever you do.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of us want to wear so many different hats. We want to be an expert on everything, and we
That's
can, like
yes.
I'll be honest, I'm a buyer's agent. I do get my listing from buyers who purchase a house in the past, but me reaching out to a seller directly is not my strength. And I make that, and knowing what I know and know what I'm good at, I find you the house, I help you close the deal, and that's my expertise. So I sell myself. I'm a buyer expert. I'm expert at helping the buyers finding the home. So I think that we want to go into commercial, but we want to do also rentals, and we want to do a little bit of all, but then we don't master of none.
Correct.
And
Yes, that's so
very
true.
important to know.
And a buyer's agent for residential. If you want a vacant land, I referral. If you want a commercial, I referral. Because that is not my strength. It's like you said, Priscilla. We can be, you can do rentals, but you have to be good at what you do.
Yes.
You know what? Good. Go to Caesar. She have a property management, or go to another property management and refer it. It's better for your clients and better for your sanity. Because you don't master that. It's very hard to find to do the lease contract, to have you endeavor a problem. How do you resolve that? You don't master it. That rental phase.
Exactly.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you
I
mentioned
have
that.
a client for you. I will refer it to you.
Thank you.
A past client.
I'm glad you mentioned that about that you mentioned that you know that you're a buyer's agent. But the other thing we also have to understand, just like Priscilla mentioned, that she knows she's a buyer's agent, is that if you want to diversify your business, you can. you can still diversify. Just make sure that you've put the hours in what you've done, and the buyer has become the expert in that. And then you literally, little by little, you start adding more to the other area you want to diversify. So you can start putting that time in. So you can start building that expertise behind that new diversification of what. Because when they were talking, what came to my mind was it came back to the whole thing of the 15,000. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We listen to you.
Oh, sorry. The 15,600 hours. You know, all those episodes didn't happen overnight. It was one episode at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, just like mastery.
You didn't even born.
I wasn't even born yet.
1963 with that start.
So remember that part. Those things did not happen overnight. It takes time. You have to build on it 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. And as you continue building and compounding on that, you're going to become that master in anything that you want to do.
Anything.
Yes. Anything. Not just real estate.
All
But,
right.
someone here,
we have 5 more minutes. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Oh, I was a lot lower the hand, but it's quick. I just want to add to what you just said. I love that you mentioned, Priscilla, about if you're good on buyers, stick with that, because it happens to me that I was listening to the wrong people that were saying, oh, no, if you want to last in this business, you need to list. And let me tell you, I focused on that and I got ton of listing, but I was not happy because I feel good with buyers. And when you find the people that, it's the same with the open house. People always tell you, no, I don't like open house, which is okay. It's okay, but I do like it. So stick with the one that you like.
It works for you.
Yes, it's not gonna be work.
And do it good. Master it.
Yes, if you're gonna do it
good,
do your 100%. So don't listen to what other people think is best for you. You are the one who know what is best for you. If you like buyers, I do like buyers, but people always tell me, if you want to last in this business, you need to list.
Yeah, I love buyers.
But I promise, if you work with buyers, guess what? Those buyers gonna become sellers as well one point of your life.
Exactly.
So one thing's come with the other, and it's gonna work out. So stick with the buyers. That's what you like. Sorry, go Cesar.
No, go ahead. No.
We got 2 more
Follow
minutes.
your heart.
That's it. So just focus on the one that you feel that you love.
Follow your heart. If you want to buy and say it, do it with grace.
Yes. So as we're ending, we have to understand. I want to leave. I don't know, everybody else has something else to say, but I want to leave everybody with this: that your business it doesn't need a miracle. Sometimes we're hoping for a miracle. No, it just needs a little more hours, more intention, more practice, and more discipline. Because the thing is that if we put the time in, then our business, we can see a predictable business, because when we're putting the time in, we can predict what could happen if we're putting time in. We understand where our business is going. So the 2026 is not just for the people that are the most talented. It's for the ones that are most dedicated and working with intention in the things that they want to accomplish. So 2026 is a year for being dedicated and working with intention. I think that's what 2026 I don't know if I'm going to apply. I think I'm going to apply it to myself. 26, dedication and intention.
That's
Yeah,
true.
because sometimes we call leads. Oh my gosh, I hope they didn't pick up. Okay, don't pick up. Just to call leads. We need to call leads.
Yeah.
If they got to pick up, I will practice. If they're not come out good, the next one and the next one. But sometimes we do that.
Yes, you're right, Norma. That happens in every business. We get, kind of like side distractor. But again, guys, thank you everyone for being this call. I want it one more time, because I know we got people who joined the call a little later. This whole call was about dedicating the time, being able to put the hours into your business. We do have the best training for that happening this Thursday with Joe LaRosa, the Do It Now. Actually is going to help you. Everything we just spoke about,
we're going to be there.
Able to put it in writing.
Of course.
You're going to be able to not only have have it here on the mind, you will be able to have it in writing as well. So again, go ahead, don't miss it. Go sign up on my agent account. This Thursday is going to be at Orlando office. We make it easier for you guys to get there. It's only 15 minutes away from any office
Free
in
parking,
Central Florida.
free lunch.
So see you guys Thursday at 9:30 in the morning. Lunch is included. Go to my agent account. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Happy week, guys.
Have a great
Bye,
day, everyone.
guys.
Bye,
Yeah.
happy Monday.
Mine
we
say
want the
Monday
link-
in Spanish is at 9 a.m. So anybody who wants to join, that's going to be at 9 a.m. today in Espanol. Thank you, everyone.
If we want the
Have a great
thing to
day.
Tomorrow is
happen,
our
we need to
potluck
do